I mean, the only thing that comes to mind when you say, why am I here right now, making this documentary, going to art museums, going to different people I admire, trying to learn how to tell a story, is really just understanding of myself. Because although so much of my life has been telling other people's stories, like, I feel like at this point in my life, I feel like I gotta know my own story. I think motivation only goes so far, and that the greatest storytellers, I think it has to be something deeper than motivation. Maybe it's you become the story itself.
I think a good story is just imagination, a little bit of struggle, some learning, and fun. I mean, what else do you need?
Brooks, if you could describe your story in one word, your life story, what word would you use?
One word. That's a good question. I'd probably say curious.
Biggest difficulty with telling a story through an art piece is really trying to be clear, but also adding in those like letting your artistic, unplanned, expressive side take control. Never copy someone else's style. Keep developing your own. Stories inspire others by giving someone a hero that they already see within themselves. I want them to feel excited about life. I want them to feel the enjoyment that I get out of making my art.
Different times in history and using different musical techniques, people have different values and different things that they want to communicate through a story. Is to talk about a universal truth or a universal experience through a personal lens. What we do, it all has to do with building expectations in the observer and then either meeting them beautifully or breaking them meaningfully. What the post-minimalists do and what Arvo Pärt does is that somewhere in there they come and they inject themselves back into their story and they say, no, 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 what if we do this instead? And that goes back to that idea of breaking expectations. And that's one of my favorite things. It's really meaningful to come up with something that's brand new, but I also like presenting to an audience something that they've heard before, but saying, you've never heard it in this way. And I think part of it is because that causes you then to say, why is this different? Or why does this feel different to me? It gets you to pay attention to those spots that are different from what you expect. Really clear, like Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of the word love. or of the word sacrifice, or of the word companionship. But by going through these events with your friend next to you, and you see what they do in certain circumstances, you see the way that you influence each other. And I think that that's what happens in stories too.
AP, what do you feel like makes a good story?
The truth. Gotta have the whole truth. From beginning to end, gotta have it all.
In its essence, it's a challenge to those in power. It challenges the people who have that ability to easily bend the information that is given to people and what can appear as true. But also because of its intent and ability to protect the right of every single human being to pursue knowledge and the right to knowing the truth.
In a really, really important sense, to tell a story is to assign value, to say that this is when I suddenly turned into a philosophy professor or a philosopher or a music lover, or when this person suddenly entered my life and all of a sudden that relationship became somehow key to everything. To make sense of all that, you tell a story about it. And when you're telling a story about it, you're telling what you value and why. But when you tell a story about where you come from, you're zeroing in on some part of that. You're saying, okay, so this was the key event, or this is the key value, or this is the key thing about the world that I'm in that gives me this view on it, or this position in it, or makes this come to the center of what I'm trying to do with my life. A lot of times there's a whole lot of stage setting that gets you to a point where that sort of turning point is possible. But it's that kind of friction between what's come before and everything that settles in afterwards. That's why I think we kind of look for those salient points.
If you had to use one word to describe your story, what would it be?
Growing.
What does it mean to grow?
To find yourself and to keep changing so that you never stay the same and get better.
So bro, what makes a good story?
A good story. A good story, there's a lot of different. It's like my story's been, a lot different than everybody else's. But I feel like at the end of the day, we're gonna make it there.
Now a reading from the N. Scott Momaday book, House Made of Dawn. N. Scott Momaday was awarded the Pulitzer Prize for his work. Happily, I recover. Happily, my interior becomes cool. Happily, I go forth. My interior feeling cool, may I walk. No longer sore, may I walk. Impervious to pain, may I walk. With lively feelings, may I walk. As it used to be long ago, may I walk. Happily, may I walk. Happily, with abundant dark clouds, may I walk. Happily, with abundant showers, may I walk. Happily, with abundant plants, may I walk. Happily, on a trail of pollen, may I walk. Happily, may I walk. Being as it used to be long ago, may I walk. May it be beautiful before me. May it be beautiful behind me. May it be beautiful below me. May it be beautiful above me. May it be beautiful all around me. In beauty, it is finished.